We're getting into some pretty heavy stuff today, at least cosmically speaking. You know, most people, when they think about the universe, they think stars, planets, maybe black holes if they're feeling adventurous.
Right, right.
But we're going deeper than that today. Like, way deeper.
Yeah, way deeper.
We're talking about the forces that hold everything together, the energy behind it all.
The unseen machinery of the cosmos, you could say.
Exactly. And to do that, we're diving into some fascinating excerpts from the Urantia book, specifically paper 29. We're going to try to unlock a cosmic mystery. The Universe Power Directors. Ever heard of them?
I have to admit, even for someone who's, well, let's just say it, pretty familiar with these kinds of topics, the Universe Power Directors don't get a lot of airtime. But maybe they should, because what they do is, well, it's pretty mind-blowing when you really think about it.
And that's what we're here for, to think about it, to unpack it. So give us a taste. What makes these power directors so different from, say, the angels and spirits we usually hear about?
It's not just that they manage energies, which is a pretty big deal in itself. It's the scale they operate on. Think galaxies, dimensions, things that make even the most advanced human technology look like, well, let's just say child's play.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued. And the book mentions, I think, that there are actually 3 groups involved in controlling these cosmic forces, like some sort of universal energy consortium.
You're right, it does mention 3. But for today's deep dive, we're focusing on the 3rd group, the Universe Power Directors. Because honestly, even in the grand scheme of cosmic mysteries, these beings are something else.
All right, you've successfully piqued my curiosity. Lay it on us what makes these Universe Power Directors so special.
Well, for starters, they're described as semi-material, a blend of the physical and the spiritual. Imagine something that exists in both realms simultaneously, bridging a gap we usually consider unbreachable. That's the kind of existence we're talking about here.
Okay, hold on. My brain just did a backflip trying to picture that. Semi-material? So they're like, what, sending telepathic memos while also attending intergalactic board meetings?
Laughing. Hey, I don't claim to have all the answers, but the Urantia book definitely paints a picture of beings that defy our typical categories. And their organizational structure, that's a whole other level of fascinating. It starts with the 7 supreme power directors.
7. That number seems to pop up a lot in these cosmic discussions.
It does, doesn't it? And there's a reason for it. These 7 supreme power directors, they're directly connected to the 7 master spirits, you know, those beings who played a pretty big role in the initial creation of the grand universe.
Okay, we're talking heavy hitters here. The original cosmic architects, and these power directors answer to them. That's quite a chain of command.
It is. And if that's not enough, below them you have a network of beings called supreme power centers. And get this, billions upon billions of them. We're talking a number larger than the entire population of Earth, probably multiplied by, I don't even know, 1 million. It's almost impossible to wrap your head around it.
Wow. So billions of these power centers.
Yeah.
What are they actually doing?
Each one, and this is what's so amazing, has a specific responsibility, a designated area within this vast, unfathomable grand universe. They're like the ultimate cosmic managers, making sure everything runs smoothly.
So we've got the big bosses, the 7 master spirits, and then their management team, the supreme power directors, and then this incredible network of power centers spread throughout the universe, each managing their own little, or not so little, corner of existence. It's like the universe's own energy grid, but infinitely more complex than anything we could even dream up.
That's a great analogy. A cosmic energy grid, constantly buzzing with activity. And these power centers aren't just overseeing it, they're actively managing the flow, making sure everything is balanced, harmonious.
Constantly, you say. Sounds like a tough job. No time for cosmic coffee breaks, I guess. But it makes you wonder, who are they ultimately accountable to? I mean, we've got these master spirits, but what about the creator sons? You know, the ones who are responsible for creating planets and life as we know it. Do they have any say in how this energy is managed?
That's a really good question, and it gets to the heart of what makes these power directors so unique. The creator sons, powerful as they are, they don't actually have authority over the power directors.
Really?
Nope. Their authority comes directly from the master spirits, a direct line that, to me, speaks volumes about the essential nature of what they do. It's like, I don't know, think of it like this. You have the architects who design a magnificent city, right?
Yeah.
But then you have the engineers who make sure the power grid works, keeps the lights on.
Keeps it all running, yeah.
Exactly. Both essential, but operating on totally different levels.
Different levels of responsibility, that's for sure. So these power directors, they're answerable to the cosmic architects, the master spirits, but not necessarily the ones who create the planets and life itself.
Mm-hmm.
That's fascinating, but it still makes you wonder, what exactly are they doing with all this energy?
Now we're getting to the good stuff. See, this is where the Urantia book, it gets really specific, and I'm telling you, what it describes, it makes our human understanding of physics look like, well, a child's drawing of a star.
Okay, you can't just drop a tantalizing tidbit like that without giving it the details. What are we talking about here? Wormholes, quantum entanglement, some kind of cosmic energy drink we haven't discovered yet?
It's even wilder than that. Okay, so the power directors and their network of power centers, they don't actually create energy.
They don't.
No. And here's the real kicker. They don't even really mess with gravity except to, resist its pull if they need to.
Yeah.
What they do is they manipulate, they modify, they directionalize the energies that are already present throughout the universe.
So they're more like dot cosmic energy conductors. They take these raw, fundamental energies and kind of shape them, direct them to power entire galaxies.
That's a great way to put it. They're masters of energy manipulation on a scale that we can barely comprehend.
That's incredible. But how do they actually DO that? Do they have some kind of, interdimensional toolbox we don't know about?
I wish. No, the book describes their methods as a combination of, and this is where it gets really interesting, innate ability and something it calls living mechanisms.
Living mechanisms.
Yeah. Imagine structures so vast, so complex that they make entire galaxies look like, specks of dust. But they're not just machines, they're infused with a life force, responsive to the power director's will.
Okay, hold on. So we're talking about technology, if you can even call it that.
Yeah.
So advanced, it's practically indistinguishable from life itself.
Exactly. It's this incredible blend of the physical and the something else.
The something else, yeah. But with all this talk about energy, what kind are we even talking about here? Is it like the electricity we use or something even weirder? And how much are we talking about?
You are not ready for this. The Urantia book says that the power directors, get this, they work with 30 different types of energy.
30. Seriously, 30. I can barely name 3.
Right. We've barely scratched the surface with our solar panels and wind farms. And the book only gives us hints about the true nature of most of these energies. Some of them, it says, are completely unknown to us here on Earth.
Unknown? You mean there are forces, energies out there that we haven't even dreamt of yet?
That's what it seems to suggest. Energies that exist only in the deepest reaches of space, or maybe even beyond our current understanding of the universe. Imagine the forces that power the creation of black holes, or the expansion of the universe itself. We're talking about stuff that would make Einstein's hair stand on end.
It's mind-boggling, to say the least. So they're working with these 30 types of energy, using their living mechanisms to, shape and direct them, but they're not actually creating the energy.
Right. They're master manipulators, not creators. They refine, they direct, they make sure it all flows smoothly and harmoniously throughout the cosmos. It's less about brute force and more about, an almost unimaginable level of precision and finesse.
It's like they're conducting a symphony of energy with, entire galaxies as their instruments.
Now you're getting it. It's this beautiful, intricate dance of energy that's happening all around us, all the time.
So we've got the power directors, the power centers, this incredible energy grid. But who's actually out there doing the heavy lifting, so to speak? The book also mentions a more mobile workforce, right? The ones making sure all this cosmic energy is flowing where it needs to go.
You're talking about the master physical controllers. They're the ones who take the power director's grand vision and translate it into action. The ones on the ground, making sure everything runs smoothly.
And I'm guessing these master physical controllers, they're not your average cosmic temp workers.
Right.
The Urantia book actually gets into some specifics about who they are, what they do, different departments, different skill sets.
Oh, absolutely. And their job titles alone are straight out of a cosmic adventure. We've got associate power directors. Those are the ones who make sure the right controllers are in the right place at the right time. Think of them like cosmic air traffic controllers, but instead of planes, they're directing the flow of energy between galaxies.
And then there are the mechanical controllers. Now, those sound like the ones who could really pack a punch, right?
They do. They're the ones who, for lack of a better term, get their hands dirty. The book talks about them being able to actually manipulate gravity. Imagine being able to help a seraphic transport, a spaceship of pure light and spirit. Imagine helping that gently detach from a planet's pull just by adjusting the gravitational fields around it. That's the level we're talking about here.
Whoa. Talk about cosmic mechanics so they can, move planets around if they need to.
It wouldn't be a problem for them. They're also the ones who help maintain the energy flow between planets, star systems, that sort of thing. They're like, well, the best electricians in the universe, I guess.
And with 30 types of energy to work with, I imagine specialization is a must, right?
You're right. And that's where the energy transformers come in. These beings, they're the ultimate multitaskers. They can manipulate energy, obviously, but they can also store it. They can release it. They can even change it from one form to another. It'd be like being able to switch between different types of energy as easily as changing channels on your TV.
Wow, they make our energy companies here on Earth look positively primitive. Okay, so we've got the associate directors making sure everyone's where they need to be. We've got the mechanical controllers moving planets and directing cosmic traffic. And we've got the energy transformers, well, transforming energy in ways we can only dream of. Any other key players in this cosmic orchestra we should know about?
Oh, we can't forget about the primary associators. Now, these beings are like living batteries, but instead of powering your phone, they're holding enough energy to, I don't know, jumpstart a supernova.
No way.
Yeah.
That's a lot of energy. What do they do with all that power?
Well, that's where the secondary dissociators come in. They're the ones who can take that stored energy and, well, basically convert matter back into energy. Think of them as the universe's ultimate power plant operators.
Okay, now, that is seriously impressive. But with all these incredible beings manipulating energy on such a grand scale, it makes you wonder, is there anything they can't do? Is there any force in the universe that even they have to respect, to answer to?
You know, that's a question that the Urantia book, it kind of dances around. It hints at forces so fundamental that even these master controllers, they have to acknowledge their boundaries.
Really? So even beings who can juggle galaxies and mess with gravity have to bow down to something?
It seems so. The Urantia book talks about something called the unqualified absolute. It's a concept that's notoriously difficult to wrap your head around, but it's described as a force, a presence that exists beyond our comprehension. It's the foundation upon which everything rests, even concepts like energy and power as we understand them.
So even the power directors, these incredible beings with their living mechanisms and their mastery over energy, they ultimately answer to this unqualified absolute.
It seems that even in the vastness of the cosmos, there are still forces that even the most powerful beings have to respect.
It's a humbling thought, isn't it? That even with all we're learning about the universe, about these incredible beings and the forces they command, there's still so much we don't know.
Absolutely. But that's part of what makes it all so fascinating, isn't it? This constant journey of discovery.
It certainly is. Well, folks, we've journeyed from the familiar territory of angels and demons to the mind-boggling realm of the universe power directors. We've explored their incredible hierarchy, from the 7 supreme power directors to the billions of power centers, the mechanical controllers, the energy transformers, even those cosmic batteries, the primary associators, and their partners in power, the secondary dissociators. And we've even glimpsed the edges of the ultimate mystery, the unqualified absolute. It's a lot to process, but that's the beauty of a good deep dive, isn't it? It leaves us with more questions than answers, but also with a sense of awe and wonder at the sheer scale and complexity of the universe. So until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember, the universe is full of surprises for those who dare to look beyond the familiar.